Hi, this is Kenny again from BeefJerkyRecipes.com. In today's video, we're going to show you a couple different ways to dehydrate your meat and turn it into jerky. 24 hours ago, we sliced our meat, we marinated it, and we refrigerated it for 24 hours, so that brings us to this point. There are several methods used to dehydrate your meat and turn it into jerky, but today we're going to go over two of the most popular methods. One being a traditional oven. Most everyone has this, they're very familiar with it, and they know how to use it. So that's a lot of people's personal preference. What we have here, we have wired stackable racks and a drip pan. The wired stackable racks are, even though they're non-stick, we do recommend using some cooking spray and spraying the racks down prior to putting your meat on there to help ensure that they do not stick. The wired racks look like this. As you can see there, they're breathable. They have these freestanding legs which allow for easy stacking and better use of the space in the oven to cook better, bigger batches. The wired racks and the cooking sheet can be found in the Weston Original Jerky Kit, as you see here. We sell this on BeefJerkyRecipes.com. It includes a jerky gun, the racks, drip pan, attachments, seasoning, the whole 9 yards. We did a prior product review on this, so if you'd like to get more information on it, go check that video out as well. Just going to set that down. So, went through. So we evenly spaced the meat on the racks. We're going to open up the oven. I'm going to give you a little preview of what that looks like prior to going into the oven. Neatly spaced, all the racks are in place. I'll set that in there. Notice that I'm going to keep the oven door slightly open. And this is to allow any excess air and moisture to get out of the oven to help the batch cook a little more evenly. Our handy instruction guide recommends that you cook your meat in the, dehydrate your meat in the oven for a little over an hour long at 200 degrees. That brings me to a couple points I want to talk about, both time and temperature. Minimum safety guidelines say that you want to dehydrate your meat at 160 degrees or above to help ensure that you kill all the bacteria in the meat. A good point is that some ovens have a minimum temperature setting of 200 degrees. So there you see you're walking a fine line between dehydrating the meat at 160 degrees to maybe cooking it at 200 degrees. So you're walking a fine line there. In regards to time, again, the instruction guide said that that's a little over an hour long, but the longer you dehydrate your meat, there's better chance of you cooking it and turning it, a little more traditional and a little too dry for your liking. So basically the time is just open for personal preference. So what I like to do is check on the meat every 20 minutes or so to make sure that I'm getting the right consistency to my liking. So I'm going to let this sit for 20 minutes or so to 45, and I'll be back to check on that. The second method, so we covered the oven. So the second method to dehydrating your meat and making it into jerky is a method I prefer, and that's using a commercial style food dehydrator. This one here is made by Weston. It's a simple plug and play unit that we carry on Beef Jerky Recipes. This is a 10 tray unit. We sell this on BeefJerkyRecipes.com for $142.99. And it also comes in a 6 tray version. As you see here, for a 6 tray version, is $99.99. So both work the same. It's just capacity is what you're paying for there. As you see here, we've preloaded the top rack here, just as we did with the oven. Everything's evenly distributed. All the meat's pre-sliced, ready to go. The trays are dishwasher safe, easy cleanup, simple to use. They pop out and they slide back in. Use the temperature dial. Find the right jerky setting, which is the highest temperature on this unit. Hit your on button. As you see it there firing up, it's actually circulating the air. That's one of the biggest advantages to this unit, is that it circulates the air and cooks your batches of jerky more evenly, more so than an oven would. So that's why I recommend a food dehydrator over an oven style. So we're going to let these both sit for 20 to 45 minutes, and we'll come back here in a little bit and we'll check on them to see how they're doing. Alright, so we're back. We got the dehydrator still going and the oven dehydrating the jerky, so we're just going to check on it and see where we're at. I'm just going to reach in here and grab a random piece to kind of get an idea of where the dehydration process is at. As you see here, this piece is it's pliable. It's pliable, but if you pop this open here, I'm going to give it a little tear. It kind of resembles a medium rare steak, basically. So it's not quite done. The edges are starting to shrivel up there, which indicates that it is removing moisture. So that's good. So I'm just going to pop this back in, and we'll check on this here in a bit. Same case with the dehydrator. So we'll let these run a little while longer, and we'll check back in with them, see where we're at. All right, so we're back again 30 minutes later, checking to see the progress of our dehydration process, both in the oven and in the commercial food dehydrator. I'm just checking to make sure that the airflow is consistent, that the batches are drying evenly, and that the texture is where I personally want it to be. As you see here, I'll take a random piece out of the dehydrator there and show you up close. See the seasoning we put on it. This piece is coming along rather well. It needs a little more drying time to it, but that's anticipated because we actually have this at a lower temperature, so naturally it's going to take a little longer process. So we'll leave these sit, let these be, and we'll check in again later, and hopefully they'll be wrapped up and ready to eat.